The verdict would probably be out for all of us too. So give Kim a break, you guys. Any which way, someone who wanted to cape up for Kim this week was um, the model Winnie Harlow. Now, most of you will know Winnie Harlow as, was she on America's Next Top Model at any point in time? Because I feel like she was. Winnie Harlow is the model who suffers from, it's not hyperpigmentation, because it results in hyperpigmentation, but it's vitiligo. So Winnie Harlow suffers from vitiligo, and she also suffers from a nasty attitude, allegedly. So the verdict has been out about her for years. People have always gone around saying Winnie Harlow is a bitch, okay? Now, I don't know her, and I don't know that to be true, but allegedly that is what people have said. So she has a reputation that precedes her. So it is no wonder that she would cape up for someone else who has a reputation that precedes them, and someone else who seemingly is an underdog when it comes to the popularity contest. Winnie Harlow posted a picture on her Instagram of her and Kim Kardashian the night of the CFDA Awards. And she just basically said in her post that she wants Kim to keep inspiring women, and that she loves Kim so much for the adversity that Kim has faced, and that she too knows what it's like to be misinterpreted by folks. And she just loves that. She loves what Kim stands for, and she finds her to be an inspiration to all women. Well, model Adwo Aboa actually had an issue with this, and she replied saying, "Is this a joke? She is no icon or no influencer." Now listen, we can argue 7 days till Sunday about whether or not we love Kim or we hate Kim. I personally feel like I actually don't like Winnie more than I don't like Kim, to be honest with you, because I just feel like, I think the reasoning, if you don't like Kim for whatever reason, that's your right. But if you don't like her because, you feel like she just, I don't know, it's too many niggas, and it's too much makeup, and it's too much. I feel like a lot of people don't like her for frivolous reasons. You know what I mean? If you don't like her because you don't want to hear about the appropriation or whatever the case is, that's one thing. But if you don't like her just because you don't want to see her with a black man or whatever the case is, I think that that's something different. So all I'm saying is check yourself for why you don't like Kim K. It's really up to you on how you want to feel about it, but I don't have a problem with her. Shout out, have you guys, okay, so is Starbucks still canceled? I never officially canceled it, but I know some of you have, especially when it came on to all of the things that happened with the Philadelphia incident. And there were apparently other incidents around the country in terms of racism as it pertains to the organization of Starbucks. Now, you know that they just had a massive organizational training where they more than I want to say 800 or so stores in the U.S. actually closed or closed early so that the workers could participate in a cultural diversity training. Part of the training was featured rapper Common, who actually had a free concert in Brooklyn last night. If you guys got a chance to go, please tell me how it was. But so I don't know if you guys have heard, but Melody Hobson. Now, if you don't know who Melody Hobson is, if you are familiar with Good Morning America, she is the ever so adorable and bubbly, dark-skinned, short haircut, or sometimes she has a shag haircut, financial advisor. She's been a financial advisor on GMA for years. She also runs the nation's largest African-American investment firm, Ariel Investments, and I believe that that's out of Chicago. She is married to the famous director, George Lucas. That's right. She is married to George Lucas of, yes, that George Lucas. And she also is the chairwoman for the organization in Chicago, After School Matters, which is a non-for-profit that provides Chicago teens with a high quality of out-of-school programs. Well, congratulations goes out to Miss Melody Hobson, as she will be replacing CEO Howard Schultz as the new chairwoman and president CEO of Starbucks. So shout out to her. That is such a great feat. Now Melody becomes one of less than five African American women to run a Fortune 500 company, and actually one of very few women in totality to run a Fortune 500 company. So shout out to her. If you don't know who she is, please look her up. It is worth the look up. Shout out to her. I think that is Black excellence at its finest. So I'm a huge fan, and I've actually been a huge fan of Howard Schultz for years. He wrote a book, and one of my favorite episodes of Super Soul Sunday is actually featuring Mr. Schultz. And Howard Schultz is a young Jewish guy from the hood of Brooklyn who came on to be the CEO. He wasn't the original starter of Starbucks, but he was the CEO of Starbucks and sat on the board for many years. So yeah, shout out to her. That's a great feat because, Starbucks is a world-renowned organization. So let's support her in those endeavors, and hopefully she can bring about some cultural diversity to the organization. So last but not least in the roundup for the week, let's stick a pin in the last but not least. Can we talk about weed delivery service for 1 minute? Because I have a testimony. Yes, everyone, stretch your arms out for me. Open up those palms and heal me, okay? When you arrive to a new town or something like that, and you struggle to find a good weed person, a person who delivers, who is cost effective, who isn't mixing your exotical with the Reggie, who says they're going to show up when they're going to show up, it's a blessing in the skies, okay? It is a blessing in the skies. You hear me? The reason why I am doing today's show with no brownies is because my weed person is very unreliable, okay? And they kind of just show up whenever the fuck they feel like it. And you know what? Jesus paid the price for many things. Many, 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 many things. I don't know if you know this, but Jesus was a lot of things on earth. And one of the things that he always was on time. Oh, yes, he was a carpenter. Okay, you didn't know that? Oh, yeah, Jesus had a lot of jobs. Jesus was a carpenter. Many things, all right? A holy man, a carpenter. He was the living word, okay? And you know what else he was? On time, okay? I would like to quote the great prophet Ja Rule when I say that I'm not always there when you call, but I'm always on time, okay? And if you can't find a weed man that can operate like Ja Rule, well, then you need to fire him. And so anyone who's in the New York City area who could just recommend a very good weed person, an on-time weed person, a cost-effective weed person, just slide in my DMs, if you will, and just give me the information. Because you know what? You know what I'm not going to do? Suffer. That's what I'm not going to do. Okay? Anyways, that was a testimony that had been impressed on my heart. Okay? And I wanted to share it with you. Okay, and I don't care if you wanted to hear it, but there's nothing worse than sitting around waiting for your weed man to come, sitting and hoping and wishing and praying. I can't. It's not right, but it's okay. Anyways, moving on. Don't laugh at me. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of a Christian baker. Well, what am I talking about, you ask? So in the city of Colorado, a gay couple, Craig and David Mullins, asked Mr. Jack Phillips, a bakery owner, to bake them a wedding cake for their 2012 nuptials. Well, Jack refused, citing that he don't make no gay cakes, okay? He don't got no time to be making no gay-ass cakes. Now, he didn't say it like that, but in so many words, that's what he said. He said he's not here for making no man-on-man action cake, okay? However, in the state of Colorado, it is prohibited to discriminate based on sexual orientation. So what did Craig and David do? Craig and David decided that they was going to take it to the Supreme Court. Well, the Supreme Court said if Mr. Jack Phillips don't want to make no gay cake, then he ain't got to make no gay cake. Now, people are up in arms about it, including the couple, Craig and David, who basically said, listen, we've lost this battle in the state Supreme Court, and we would like to bring this to the federal because, honestly, it is illegal for any institution to operate in the state of Colorado and discriminate. But I don't know. I mean, we are living in Trump's America where your vice president believes in electrotherapy for trying to degay you, right? So just on the political front, I thought it was a really interesting story, not because this gay couple could have gone to any other bakery, but the fact that this man refused to bake this cake for this gay couple, is he wrong? Are there things that you refuse to do because it doesn't really line up with your spiritual beliefs? I mean, okay, so if you go to, let's take, for example, Jewish people, there is a litany of things that Jewish people cannot do, and it's by and large accepted because it is outside the realm of their faith. And for the most part, it seems to me that, and I don't want to say they get away with, because when it comes to people's religion, it has nothing to do with getting away with anything, but it's your religion. You know, do you think that this baker was wrong for refusing to bake this cake for this couple, despite his own spiritual beliefs? Now, I'm going to tell you my opinion. I don't believe that he was wrong. And it's not that, if you know me, you know that I am an LGBTQIA advocate down. But one of the things, if I go somewhere and a white person refuses to serve me because I am black, right? Nothing I could help. It's not my fault. I was just born this way. It's nothing you can help. You know what I mean? Despite the urgings and the thinkings of many people, your sexuality is predetermined. I don't care. That is not up for debate. That is a psychological fact. Your sexuality is predetermined, not up for debate. Okay? So, just like my race is not up for debate, it is what it is. If I go somewhere and they refuse to serve me based off of something that I can do nothing about, wouldn't it just behoove me to go somewhere else where I'm celebrated and not tolerated? Why are we so oftentimes looking for inclusion? You know, inclusion with people that we know doesn't give a fuck about us. Why is it so important for us to be accepted and included in places where it's just not right? We just don't need to be accepted and included in. I know so many black people who fight so hard for being included in white America. And you can take that however you want. We need to be able to be in your schools, in your neighborhoods. We need to be able to be patronized in your places. However, there are places that look just like us, that will serve us, that will love us, that